Hello everyone, so it's been a few days since the Nottingham Forest game. I've calmed down a bit. I was so disappointed in that result, as I'm sure a lot of you were too, especially after the Villa game, giving us some hope. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about the worst Prem start ever. We've managed to achieve that. January plans to evolve the squad, and there's protest plans for Man United at home on Monday night football. But let's start with how Wolves have had the worst Premier League start ever. We do actually match Sheffield United. They had the exact same points after 14 games in the Premier League a few years ago, but we've scored 5 less goals than them. So we're breaking records this season. We've managed to have the worst Premier League start ever. And the big one is that Derby record, isn't it? As we're looking at it right now, we could probably be the worst Premier League team in history, and it's just is what it is. And I don't know what to say anymore. It's not too surprising because we know how the club's being ran at the moment, and we know how poor our squad is, and it's been butchered to death as we keep going on about. So yeah, it's just not a very nice tag to have, is it? And people are laughing at us still. People are laughing at us, and we've got to take it on the chin. And I just can't see it improving anytime soon, especially after that dreadful performance against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday evening. Now, there's some... I'll talk about a couple of rumours before I get onto the January alleged plans. So, I did a video, was it about a week or so ago? Fer Lopez. There was rumours that he will be going back to Celta Vigo on loan through some sources, not the strongest source in the world, but I still spoke about it anyway. But now, Liam Keane from the Express and Star, obviously a very solid source, has said that Fer Lopez will go out on loan in January to get some first team football again, and most likely, as I said on my video a few weeks ago, it'll be Celta Vigo. That'll be the return. And that doesn't say how poor our window was, that we've got one of the people we signed for 19 million going back out on loan in January. Nothing will. Really gutted for Fer Lopez because I think there's a player in there definitely, but he's in such a difficult situation and a really poor team. And we haven't really been able to give him the minutes he deserves because Vitor didn't fancy him, and he's been injured a little bit, hasn't he, under Rob Edwards, so he hasn't had a proper chance yet under him either. Other rumours that have been knocking about as well, Jose Sarr has been linked with a move to West Ham. This wouldn't surprise me either. Obviously, second choice keeper at the moment behind Sam Johnston. Hasn't been happy at Wolves for a while, you feel. We remember the clip of him arguing with fans in the car park after one of the games this season. And I can see this move definitely happening. It's a shame because he has been a decent servant for Wolves, but his form has dipped over recent years. And yeah, he's just going to want to go, isn't he? Especially the situation we're in. And I don't know, maybe Bentley will get more of a chance for Wolves, but is Johnson's place secure after his performance against Forest? I don't know. But another keeper that we're apparently interested in is James Trafford from Manchester City. Can't see this one happening, to be honest. He only joined recently, didn't he? Now he's his second choice goalkeeper for them, and it probably costs us a bit of money. I don't think this will happen, but apparently we are interested in getting James Trafford. Now, Rob did a really early pre-Manchester United press conference on Thursday, which was quite surprising. I didn't expect it. And in there, he spoke about a few things. Menetzi's injured. Obviously, he spoke about João Gomez being suspended, which I'll get into more on my match preview for Man United in the next day or so. But the thing I took out of it was quite interesting is that he's had a meeting with the hierarchy. They've said that there's January plans to evolve the squad depending on the situation. Obviously, we know what the situation is now, even at this stage, is that we are definitely down. We were anyway, but now it's pretty much 100% confirmed, isn't it? So I think we're going to see a lot of players move on and a lot of loans come in maybe, and a lot of people to come in ready for the Championship next season. Because he did say as well, he warned the players that there will be changes to the team if they don't show more. And look, they showed a bit at Villa, but wow, that Forest one, show more. They didn't show anything. So I think we're going to see a lot of activity in January, and Rob's going to start planning for next season and get players in he wants, and probably more British talent. I genuinely think that will be the case because he probably finds it hard to get his message across. We've got so many different languages and very heavy Portuguese squad, haven't we? So maybe he finds that difficult. I don't know. I'm just spitfiring here, but we'll see. But January is going to be very interesting to see, and I can't wait to see it, to be honest. Right, I'm also got to talk about this because it's been quite big news today. the old gold pack, who the group that make all the flags, you'll see them in the South Bank and things like that. They have planned to do a protest for Manchester United. They've asked people to not turn up for the first 15 minutes of the game to protest. I like it. I'm actually not going to be at the game at all, which for personal reasons, but I like it, and I hope a lot of people do. I think Molineux will be quite empty anyway, but I really like to see this. And I've also seen another protest people are planning between 6:45 and 7 outside the Billy Wright. So people have had enough, especially after that Forest game. I mean, a lot of people were tipped over the edge anyway, because I would have been performing, but I think the Forest game tipped a lot of people over the edge. I've seen all the comments on my last few videos. People have had enough and they're angry. I think I alluded to the fact that Jeff had some kind of meeting with the trust last week. Just, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but yeah, it's all top secret. Why is it top secret? Why can't Jeff just come out and just say what he said to those selected fan groups? He just pick and chooses who he thinks he can convince to be nice, I think. That's all that those meetings are about. And I'm hearing that the trust are not allowed to back any protests because they have to get the police involved or something. They have to do it all legit. But a lot of fan groups, including the old gold pack, have thought, nah, sod it, let's just do this ourselves. I've seen a Twitter page called Wolves Protest has been made, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes on Monday, and I'll keep a close eye on it and I'll promote it as much as I can, because obviously I fully back any kind of protest, in particular to get Jeff Shee out of his position if Fosun are refusing to sell. I think getting Jeff Shee would be the best thing to do in the short term, getting rid of him. But obviously, a lot of fans want Fosun out completely. But I do think that if you had a more of a credible person who can use the sell to buy model, because like I said, we did spend 120 million, but we also brought a lot of money in. If you'd have spent, I saw a great tweet from Russ Cockburn, and he just laid out how much money we've spent, 100 odd million, and the players, like he says, not one of them are Premier League quality. So if you'd have had someone who knew more about football, really, they would have probably used that money much better, and we wouldn't be in the position we're in. That's my argument. I think Jeff Shee is the problem, because as we know, he has the last say on everything. All the final decisions lie with him. He'll argue that he gave Domenico Tete and Vitor Pereira the keys to do the recruitment. He's just passing the blame on to them, which I kind of thought he would when he was speaking about that in the summer. He used that as his get out jail free card, saying, no, I gave it all to Vitor. He completely blames him. But let's be honest, it was a team effort between him, Matt Jackson, Tete, Vitor. They're all a group and they're all recommending players to each other. And apparently Vitor Pereira turned down a lot of Matt Jackson's recommendations. So take that for what you will. But there we go. Big protest coming. Things are going to start changing soon. But please like the video. Please comment your thoughts down below on the latest news. And yeah, interesting times ahead. And I'll do a match preview for Man United as normal, as much as it's going to be a bit of a slog doing match previews going forward with the way we're playing. But I appreciate the support as always, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next video.